Okay, hello everyone to a new edition of reviews, views, and everything else. Do you know how when you get browsing on YouTube, just one thing leads to something else, to something else, to something else? Well, I recently came across this, a couple of YouTubes about the new King of England. So, right here, this is supposedly the rightful heir to the throne of the United Kingdom. This is Joseph Gregory Hallett. So, what we're going to do today is go through some documents um, and I will leave it up to you to determine whether you believe this man is truly the rightful heir to the throne of England. So, this is Joseph Gregory Hallett, and let's just get into some of his documents. So he has filed and sent to several people several pieces of document which support his claim and his way to the crown. Have you ever watched A Knight's Tale when Heath Ledger is pretending to be a knight from one of these little small countries, but they always ask for their patents? Let's see your patents. Let's see your genealogy. Let's see your claim that you're truly a knight. Well, this guy has submitted his patents to the Queen and all the world leaders. And I will link. I thought I wasn't going to be able to link any of these documents in the video because I'd done a search like the day after I came across all this and it was missing from the internet. So what's the first thing that the naysayers, or the ones in power, they always try to wipe away all the evidence of something that is true and correct? So, of course, when I came upon this, it was all deleted, but fortunately for me, I saved it all. And I have two different sides of things going here. So, right here is where all the documents are, and you can download them over here, which I did. I think I've downloaded everything except this last one, so I will link this page. This is the Kingdom of the UK legal documents. So I will link this page and you can read for yourself. But I'm going to go through a couple of these, which I found very interesting. For example, in the second document, this first one is Joseph Hallett declaring. He's declaring that he is the rightful heir of succession. My phone keeps giving me all these notices, but we're going to go to... So most of these documents, the first few pages kind of repeat what the prior documents have said. So this is the second document. We are going to page 6. I was kind of reading some of this. Let's see. So this part right here. So they're going to be throwing out some titles here. I know we all, not all, I can't say I know we all, because not necessarily everyone believes that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. But there were some titles bestowed upon Jesus, such as Christ and Meschiack and Messiah. These are all titles. So right here, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for us. Let's just read number 1. It says the Meschiack, Hebrew, Christ, Greek, and the Messiah have all Masonic origins from around the Mediterranean. It is confirmed that the Messiah is the one whose early works are followed later. All the respondents are the ones that this Joseph has sent copies of his patents to. So they have confirmed that all 3 different cultures described 3 different people ultimately found in one man, and that was Jesus Christ. The incumbent British royal family confirmed that as the want of fulfillment has lasted, these conclude when the crown meets the law. The incumbent British family confirmed this is the end of times during tribulations. The respondents confirm this is now when Christ is invited to become the King of England. So, apparently, do you ever wonder why you don't hear about prophecies other than the Bible in our now time? Is because the cabal or the elite have suppressed. They don't want the general public out here thinking for themselves. So number 2 right here says the incumbent British royal family have confirmed that Christ is not a surname or merely an appellation, but a title, ultimately meaning joins time and joins kingdoms. All right. Then number 3 says the royal family confirmed that according to the tradition received predictions, which apparently they've been receiving these predictions, the man holding the title Christ above all others holding the title of Christ is invited to become the King of England. The respondents confirm this is the declarant Joseph Gregory Hallett, and he holds a physical letter of invitation to become the King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain, all of Ireland, in his hands. It says the respondents confirm that few know who the Meschiack Christ Messiah is. The establishment, media, and alternative media have supported this silence. The respondents have confirmed they are preparing the way through the go-nowhere chaos, creating the need of order, which places a regimen change in sight. So let's go back to number 1 and see who he sent all of this documentation to. He sent it to the Queen of England. He sent it to Prince Philip. He sent it to Prince Charles, Prince Edward, Prince Richard, Prince Edward again, and so on and so forth. He also sent it to the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. He also sent it to the President of the United States, Donald Trump, to the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin. Somewhere in here, I believe it also says that he sent it to the Pope. So, according to this second document, the British royals, I believe, and all the respondents that all these letters were sent to, believe we are in the end time. As do I. I really do believe we are in the end times. So let's go to document number 3. I'm going to turn my light on. Sorry, I can't see. We're going to page 6 again. down here on number 14, it says the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Pope confirm Anne Boleyn carried the titles Roman Emperor and Pontifex Maximus from France to England. They also confirm that these titles provided enough leverage to end England as a papal vassal state and reassume ownership of a quarter of the land of England held by the Catholic Church. So keep that little thought in mind, that Anne Boleyn carried the title of Roman Emperor and Pontifex Maximus. All right, let's go to the fourth document. And see right here, it shows that His Holiness Pope Francis received notice. Let me see. We're going to page 2 and paragraph 3. So right here, Joseph Hallett declares Anne Boleyn was created the highest queen of England possible in 1533. When Queen Anne Boleyn was tried, she was stripped of all her styles and title except that of queen. And then in the very next paragraph, it states that Anne Boleyn avoided her 1536 execution in the Tower of London with the help of Margaret, Countess of Salisbury, and the commissioners in her trial. So, this is telling you that history as we know it is wrong. And it might give some credence to what Attorney General Barr said, in that history is written by the winners. So even though, in my mind, they probably had a hood of some kind over their Queen Anne Boleyn, who was beheaded. You know, a handmaiden probably willingly took her place and was beheaded, but Anne Boleyn was helped to escape all of this and went to live elsewhere. So this tells how Anne Boleyn conceived a child whose son became Sir Walter Raleigh, and he therefore carried the lineage of the Royal Holy Grail. So Joseph Gregory Hallett is a descendant of Queen Anne Boleyn and Sir Walter Raleigh. And then here we go with the prophecy. Again, it says the prophecy includes pulling the sword from the stone, joining kingdoms, joining time, representing end times and new age, fulfilling Revelation, fulfilling the apocalypse, born at sorry, I'm not Jewish and I can't really pronounce these words, Rosh Hashanah, on the day of the Meschiack, inheriting the title of Christ off his great times 10 grandfather Walter Raleigh, fulfilling his Rosicrucian cosmography, which clearly names Joseph Hallett in the years 2014 and 2017. So, I mean, you can go on and read this a little further. I will show you these other documents. This one is a certified declaration that Joseph Gregory Hallett is the Meschiack, Christ Messiah, and King of England. Somewhere in here, you know, right here it says Joseph Gregory Hallett is the titular Prince Regent Duke Governor of North America. And then he's got all these other titles, and you can go through and read this. This one again, more places where he sent his notices. Let me see if there's anything. I didn't make notes. I was so busy that night I didn't make notes on everything that I was reading. Then right here, this one is the Declaration. I think I'm going to have to piece a couple videos together because my camera just quit working. Probably because I have no room or memory. But anyway, this one is the Certified Declaration of Queen Anne Boleyn's Royal Lineage in Joseph Gregory Hallett. And this gives Anne Boleyn's royal lineage and how she conceived posthumously. She conceived, and her grandson was Sir Walter Raleigh, born with the title of Christ and earned the title Christ in July of 1596 and 1609 through 10. So apparently the title of Christ is to be the heir of England. And I think this was just another repeat of Queen Anne Boleyn. All right, so remember that little phrase that we just read, that the title of Meschiack, Christ Messiah, will tie time and all the kingdoms together? I've got a little video here I want you to watch. Not on that one. Remember back on my videos.
And so this led us, of course, right back to the Vatican, London City, and the Pentagon.
On Gould being our Postmaster General. Go back and watch that. And if I can find it on BitChute, I will link to War Castles. There are some very good videos about Gould. What is it? Russell J. Gould. How he saved our nation from... We were actually freed from the United Kingdom in 2012 when our bankruptcy from... Or this is how they put it, when our bankruptcy from the Revolutionary War was being discharged. Russell J. Gould saved our flag, and he has the right and title and ownership of our titular flag. So in War Castles, they tell how there are three war castles. The Vatican holds time, holds the key to time. London controls the money, and the Pentagon controls the army. So we're talking about how the Meschiack Christ Messiah has now joined time to the kingdoms. And it's funny, this is like a multi-layered onion. I heard this bit months and months and months ago, and now I'm hearing about Joseph Gregory Hallett and how time has now been joined to the kingdoms, and we are in the end times. Listen to what he has to say about the Vatican.
And those were the three locations on planet Earth, the three war castles, so to speak, that substantiated the empire of the three city-states. And I encourage all you guys out there to take a look at the Empire of Three City-States and do your research on the Empire of the Three City-States and exactly what that is. The Vatican itself, when we looked at the Vatican, this place was just the esotericism there, the esoteric symbolism behind this entire warfare platform was all over it. I mean, this thing just reeked of esoteric knowledge. It was just, the symbols were everywhere. Now, when you look down at the Vatican, you see a keyhole, and a phallus, and of course the timelines and the shipping lanes coming off there, and the keyholes that lead to those, the doorways that lead from those timelines and shipping lanes from the phallus, from the center of the keyhole there, or the womb, the female womb. And if you look around it, you'll see a bunch of men, statues, just statues of a bunch of guys all around this keyhole. And what they are doing is, this is an orgy. And these guys are waiting, literally, waiting their turn to fuck the world. And I can't emphasize that enough, what that means. They're waiting for their turn to be the next pope so they can be in charge of what they're in charge of. And when we looked at what they were laying claim to being in charge of, when you look at the Vatican, was time. That warfare platform was a location on planet Earth to capture time. And it was demonstrated by the gargoyles that were there holding the sands of time horizontally to stop the sands from flowing up and down, and they therefore had captured time with the Gregorian calendar. Now, with the Gregorian calendar, they tell you what day Monday is, what day Tuesday is, what day Wednesday is. And that is the calendar all the stock markets on planet Earth use to pay out to. All shipping and commerce moves by that calendar. So these guys, we found out, have nothing to do with Jesus Christ. They have nothing to do with God. They literally watch the movement and shipment of all commerce. And they say, or they claim, that they have been given, they have heavenly authorizations to be in command and control of those shipping lanes and those timelines, to watch the shipment and movement of all commerce. So basically all they do is watch the shipment and movement of all monies and all cargo on planet Earth, to include the militaries, because you can't move militaries without money being somewhere first. So these guys know where the wars are going to be, they know where they're going to start, and they know who's behind starting them and finishing them off.
So boom, he just said it. The Vatican's in charge of time. And in a video, there are a couple videos out on this Joseph Hallett. Let me see what video I have next.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hold on. So Joseph Hallett.
Yeah, that's
This is one of the videos I was watching, and he was telling how the Pope acknowledged him as the King of England and then abdicated his position as Pope by, he disappeared on that balcony. I don't know if anybody else seen that. I can't find it now. Let's see.
and they can't argue with the truth. And I'm registered in the Holy See, so they can't say anything against me. They then act out, abdicating and naming me as Christ, and Christ was automatically the King of England. Right, so Pope abdicates, does a soft abdication on Easter Friday, names me, and then disappears on the balcony.
Watch this.
Yeah, I saw that.
Boom. He disappeared.
Yeah.
I thought that I've tried to go back and independently find that other than in this video, and I can't find it. And I know I've seen it independent of this video, but I thought that was kind of weird. And also in another one of those documents, I found where the popes they were kind of like crowning themselves, taking the title of Christ, but at a certain point they no longer have done that. And You'll just have to read the articles for yourself. I thought this was a cute little video where Trump and Melania visited the Queen. This was about a year ago. This was in June 20 of 19. And it shows Trump and them coming in, and I really like the way that our military salute our commander-in-chief. And then they go down here, and Trump goes out and he meets the British, the guard of the castle. And this is a nice little video where it shows him walking out. And I find it kind of funny how the Queen makes herself to be this frail old lady next to Trump. But he actually goes out with not Prince Philip, but with Charles. And he talks with several of the guard of the castle. So I thought that was really nice. Let me see what we've got next here. So I'm trying to get my thoughts together as I go along. I don't script anything. I have an idea of what I want to say, but then I have all these little images here. Joseph Gregory Hallett was born on Rosh Hashanah, September 14th, I believe, of 1961. So, in several of these videos that I will try to remember to link below, tell how all the respondents that he sent his letters of patents to acknowledge him as the Meschiack, Christ Messiah, right? So Christ is a title in his family tree through Anne Boleyn. Well, Joseph Gregory Hallett is not the only one with Christ in their family tree. Donald J. Trump was born to Frederick Christ and Mary McLeod. So what are the odds of having a Christ and a Mary as your parents? So if you want, you can go back and check out his family tree, which I, pulled up this big thing as well. And right up here, let me see if I can make this bigger. Bookmarks. No. I don't know if you can see it, but right up here, Philip Christ. And then it goes down, and there's Donald. And then over here, there's Mary McLeod, his mother. So I thought that was quite interesting. But I've also traced my husband's family tree back to Adam and Eve. My husband, we found out, was Jewish. We found this out about 3 years ago. And he is part of the French royalty. But I haven't compared, those family trees or anything. We don't need that. All right, and another little thing that I come across. Anything here? No. Okay, so the next part of this that I want to talk about. Donald Trump has the title of Christ in his family tree. But there are, at the same time I'm finding out about Joseph Gregory Hallett, we are finding out that Donald Trump is also from the line there's the line of Judah and the line of David, descendants of, Moses, Adam and Eve, all the way through. Trace those family lines. So, but there are rumors that Donald Trump, oh, and also when I was watching one of the videos, they made the comment, this Joseph Gregory Hallett has made it his effort to study the meaning of words. He tells how Paul changed the word reincarnation to the word resurrection. So I don't know if you're one to believe in reincarnation, but it is said that Donald Trump is the reincarnation of George Patton. So look at these pictures. And look at these pictures, especially this one. Does that not look like Donald Trump to you? And it was supposedly said that within 100 and I think it was like 43 days, Patton supposedly said that within 143 or 100 and X amount of days after his death, a great man would be born. And Donald Trump falls within that timeline. I was trying to actually find that quote, but I couldn't do it. But look at this. And supposedly, without, even without this video, this was already being looked into. I mean, look at that one right there. So that's what I'm saying. This thing has many, 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 many layers. Let's see what's here. And again, there are videos on this Joseph Gregory Hallett, but they are being suppressed. So this is the legal place to go look for those documents. And let me go back to those documents. Not those. That's the picture of the King of England. Let me go here. I know in one of these he actually wrote, and there are pages and pages and pages and pages. Let me see if I can find that. It was probably one of these last. And see, he's got all of these artifacts that the kings are supposed to have. Here it is. Here it is. This was supposedly written by Joseph Gregory Hallett. And it's entitled The Aramaic Christian Prayer for the New Age. To that which gave birth to the cosmos, immerse me in your fire of creation. Render me wise with love and equity to share. Free me from karma, those around me from debt, and ensure I have enough to live on. My hands and heart are ready. Animate the earth beneath my feet and set my heart free. Let your harmony vibrate my will. Immerse me in the sound and light so that I may experience your breath of life. Let my will be a fractal of your harmony vibration. Give lively strength to my true purpose and renew me as a song of beauty from age to age. I return my vibrating light and sound into your astonishing cosmic fire. And then down here is his little crest. But also, in a couple of these videos, if you're watching Q, you will notice that the white rabbit, they're always talking about the white rabbit. Now, I have not captured the portion in a video where he's actually got, Joseph Gregory Hallett has actually got documentation from Queen Victoria that Anne Boleyn was not executed. And it has the symbol of the white rabbit cut into the edges of the paper. I don't know. Part 3. My phone, I really need to do something about the memory in my phone. But if you look right here, let me see if I can get in there. Sorry for all the jiggling around, folks. There is a little symbol that looks like a white rabbit right there. So follow the white rabbit. So again, I know I was all over the place on this, and I apologize. Let me land on a good photo. Right there. And I apologize for the back and forth, but it's like the more you dig, there are so many layers to what is going on. And then another thought that came across my mind is on the Jubilee, the Jasara Nasara, would not Christ have to be back on earth for that to happen? So here is Christ back on earth. So is this the year? We are now going into the 50th year, which should be a jubilation year. So, and all these things, all people are to be freed. They are to be returned to their home. All debts are to be forgiven. And all this needs to happen before I'm not really proficient in the Bible, but it seems to me all this has to be done before, is it Rosh Hashanah again? So that's in September. So, watch for things going on. We are in the end times. I truly believe that. So, take this all for what you will. Sorry it's all helter-skelter. And maybe I should make a little script for myself. But I will leave links for you to follow the white rabbit for yourself. So thank you again for watching my video. And I've got a couple more planned. I don't do these every day, every week. It's just when I feel the Lord, when I feel it upon my heart. It's like, Becky, you need to be doing this. I felt this with this video. I'm not sure how I feel about this man being the Christ, Meschiack, Messiah. Because me, along with, I imagine a lot of other people are thinking the Lord's going to return. We're going to see him in the sky, and everybody's going to see him. So is this the false prophet? Or is the one returning in the sky going to be the false prophet, So I hope you're all safe and stay in your home and do your social distancing. And until the next one, again, these are my views. Thank you for watching, reviews, views, and everything else.